Good evening, all you wonderful people. How's everyone doing? Happy Sunday. Apologies for no stream last night, but I can explain. There it is. So, about last night, you see, there comes a time in every man's life when he realizes he just needs a damn nap. Well, that wasn't exactly the case. The kids needed to go to bed, and I fell asleep with them and woke up halfway through what would be stream time. So I decided we're going to take the night off. Hey,
Incoming transmission from Twitch. We added 3 bits to X Hack the Planet Texas Power Up is redemption.
Thanks, man. Also, by the way, Dan, thanks for the resub, my brother. Appreciate it. And then SM, technically, I don't know. Dan did his resub before SM posted his message. So I'm not sure if First Blood should go to Dan or SM. It's a toss-up. Here we go. I got a penny. Let's see. All right, we're gonna do heads, SM, tails, Dan. That was a horrible flip. Hang on. I said it landed on tails, but I forget who that was. Was it tails SM? I forget. We're gonna give it to SM. We'll do that. Everyone gets a trophy. No, everyone does not get a trophy. Participation trophies are banned on the stream. Winners get trophies. It pays to be a winner. By the way, hey Fast, what's up, my man? So, I do have a little announcement I had mentioned on the Discord. I'm going to hold off on that for just a little bit because folks will start tripling in over time. I'll throw away my participation trophy. Oh, you guys are fun. I missed y'all last night. Seriously, what happened though was I laid down with APT and Agent Zero to put them to bed, and I hadn't had my nap for the day. I sleep so little at night, I depend on getting a nap. And so I laid down with them so I could get a nap during their bedtime, and I passed out so incredibly hard. So I apologize. That was an unscheduled miss there. Sometimes other stuff has been coming up, but that's just what happened. So actually, I found a little article here that I wanted to go over with you because I have not read this yet, but GoPro sent it to me. And this is something that could have been very helpful like a week ago, but better late than never. So this is, if you've never come across this, so doing an Nmap scan, a service scan, can be quite a pain in the ass. Typically, this is what I recommend for folks. Hang on one second. There we go. Lost my connections to everything. That's fine. I'll bring it back up in a second. But this is the typical workflow I recommend. There we go. Okay. So typically, whenever you're doing an Nmap scan, everyone is tempted to do basically the kitchen sink. The kitchen sink scan, and just so they'll do like TAC S. They'll do like S, B, C, and then TAC A and TAC O and TAC P, TAC, and just scan everything on there. The problem with this is that it's too much data often. Especially if you're testing it against like a live production environment. So typically this is not the way I like to do this. I don't recommend this particular way, doing like this giant omnibus scan. Instead, what you do is you start by just identifying which hosts are out there. Right. Oh, another thing you might tack onto this is TAC capital P little n, which says, hey, just scan everything. Don't worry about doing host discovery. Curious, I usually do bin rate to increase the speed and never do an NSC script scan on all ports. Yeah, exactly. That's just the way I recommend doing it, Hack. True, but a lot of times also you're not necessarily worried about not alerting them SM, but because they're going to be port scanned for everywhere. Now, if you were doing this internal to a network, yeah, you totally set up alarm bells. You wouldn't want to do this. If you're doing this on an external, which is a little bit more notoriously pain in the butt, then yeah, definitely. So this is not the way that I recommend. Instead, what I recommend doing is this. Actually, I got to find it real quick. I find that. Hang on. I actually need to pull it up in a different browser logged in under a different system. Damn it. Stand by, y'all. Reason this browser is not logged in. Let me see. I'm gonna grab something from the GST here. The one thing I wish GIST would do is have a little bit better sorting of the files in here. They always seem to change the order of it. And so this was a gist on my personal GitHub. Maybe I'll put it over into the BlazeBits Git. Here we go. Okay, I had to find it here. So instead, what I recommend doing is first thing is break up what Nmap is going to do. Because the first thing it's going to do is it's going to do host discovery. So we might as well make the host discovery a one-time really effective shot. So there was a cool analysis done by Nmap on what's the most effective combinations of finding hosts that are live. So the combination was, we're going to do TAC SN, basically saying no port scan. TAC N saying don't do any DNS resolution. We're going to tell it TAC capital P, capital E. That says do an ICMP echo, which is standard, but we're going to be explicit here. We're going to do a TAC P, capital S. And that says do a TCP send scans. Bear with me here. We're also going to do a TAC double P, capital P's. This is do a timestamp query against the target. And then we have TAC PU, which is do a UDP scan. And then there's one more, which is the TAC PA. I believe that's it. Yeah. Now there's a couple of things we're going to do here. We're going to actually specify. Let me break these out real quick. I'm going to bust these out because they need to be U and A. Okay. So on top of these, we're going to do capital P, because there's actually certain ports we're going to hit for this send scan. So we're going to do TAC E, capital S, and we're going to run that against 80, 443, and 3389. Bear with me, because this is going to make sense here in just a second. We're also going to tell it to do a UDP scan against 161 and 4012. 40125, actually. And then the very last thing was to do an ACK scan against port 21 here. So why this particular set of combinations? Because when Nmap did their discovery analysis, they found out this right here will discover approximately 93% of all the hosts. But it's a lot faster and it's very efficient than trying to just do the regular host discovery and then do the Nmap scan on top of that. Oh shit, am I not sharing the whiteboard? Son of a bitch! Take one night off and completely go into noob mode. I learned quite a while ago to just do a port discovery first and then afterwards script scans, just because they were taking forever. Yeah, exactly, Hack. That's usually the way I want to do this. But I want to break it up into a further step here, which is just figuring out which hosts are online. So what this does, this says don't do a port scan, and don't do a DNS resolution. Do an ICMP echo, and then do a timestamp query against the host. And then we're going to do a send scan against these three particular ports, 80, 443, 3389, a UDP scan on 161 and 40125, and then lastly, an ACK scan against 21. So when you run this combination of scans, you're going to get roughly 93% of all the hosts in the environment. But the good news is you're only sending 8 packets to the host whenever you do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you're only sending 8 packets between you and the host. Significantly cuts down on the host enumeration. What's the difference between this and basic ping sweep for a loop? Not everything's going to respond to ICMP echoes. So sometimes the idea to find a host is online is to just elicit some kind of network response from it. So if you can do this is timestamp query, or if you can find a web server or an RDP server, or if you can find a SNMP server. And I don't know what 40125 is. I'll have to look that up. And also SSH is also fairly common. So if you can send these in an unexpected way and just get a response like a reset packet, you know that machine's online. Yeah. So now let me look at something here. Let's see. UDP 40125. Let me see. If there's any usually like default service that runs on this. Not really. Actually, I think this is why they picked it. This was here. I can actually link to this. I believe this has this information to it. No, it doesn't. Okay. Yeah, most Windows firewalls don't respond to pings. Correct. Absolutely. Let's see. 40125. Here we go. So one of the things to make note of is the port takes lists of the same format as previously. If no ports are specified, the default port for host discovery is 40125. This is because this default can be configured at compile time and changed. A highly uncommon port is used by default because sending to open ports is often undesirable for this particular scan type. So the idea is they're actually sending it to this port because it shouldn't be open, and so you may elicit some kind of like response. Excuse me. So upon hitting a closed port on the target machine, UDP probe should elicit an ICMP port unreachable packet in return. So this is the goal here. Because what would that tell us? If a machine's not online, it's not going to send that ICMP unreachable. If it is online, and we see that, we know that host is alive. Then we can do further port scanning on it. So this right here, dang it, turn it. This right here is not doing port scans. This is doing host discovery scans. So slightly different. Once we've got this list of hosts here, we can actually move on to the second phase, which is then doing the port discovery here. And what I'll do here is I'll actually say, instead of doing all ports, I'll tell it to do top ports. That's not an S. What's that? Top ports 3500. And the reason for this is because this right here should get approximately, I think it was 98% of all hosts on the of all ports that are going to be open. So that's funny because for 65,000 open ports, they tend to cluster in these top 3,500 for Nmap. Now, this doesn't mean like it's 1 to 3,500. There's a ranked list in Nmap that says, hey, here's the most likely open port we saw when we analyzed every open port on the internet to the least likely. It's a ranked list from most likely to least likely. And then it's taking the first 3,500 entries of that list. That's what it's scanning right here. So would it show either way, like if a honeypot that, if I honeypot that port by default? Yeah, you could. And in fact, that might be actually a really good way to just try and determine if somebody's doing an Nmap scan in your environment, is if you were to honeypot those ports on it, particularly this 40125. Now, granted, this is only if they specify to do a UDP port during host discovery. which is the first phase of what Nmap does. When you specify a target list, it actually goes through a host discovery phase first, and then does the port scanning phase, and then does the script scanning phase. So rather than letting it do that auto-magically, we're going to break it out and make each of those phases as efficient as possible. So we kind of discussed how to do that with the host discovery here. And then now we're doing like how to do that with the port discovery. Here, top ports, 3500. I'm usually not too concerned about scanning UDP ports. I'm typically sticking to TCP because UDP scanning can be quite a pain in the ass. So then what's the last thing here? So this is using an extracted list of hosts. Extracted host list. So what I'll do is take this list of hosts that came back from this section up here, get all those IP addresses, rep them out, and then put them into what I call a live host list. And then we'll throw them into this list here. And that's what we'll run them against. Now what we're going to have is this is going to give us kind of like a host port combo. And then we can take those and then run them against it. Now, there's actually two ways to do this. There's the quick and dirty way and the more efficient way. So the more efficient way, so this is going to be ports. Okay, I wrote that one was host discovery. So we'll call this one ports discovery. And then there's one more section after this, which is our service discovery. Actually, let's just call it service enum. Pain in the ass and slow. You could bash script it out if you wanted to, yes. I usually would do it by hand because I just didn't feel like doing it with the bash script. And plus, if any of those particular phases failed, I wouldn't be able to go through and tweak. And plus, since it's only 3 phases to do, it's not so much more a problem. So for the service enum, then what we're going to do is we're going to target a particular host and port pair. So let's say we could do this one of two ways. One, we could target all ports for our host. So target ports for a given host. And then do all your service scanning that you want to. Another quick and dirty way that I have done this too is list all open ports from the previous scan. So it doesn't matter what host they were on. And then scan against all hosts. So will this get you full coverage? Yes. Is it ultimately optimal? No, because you're going to be knowingly scanning ports that are closed against certain hosts. So this is the quick and dirty way that I usually do it, but you can actually do it this way. You can specify target and port combination as a target for Nmap, like with TAC IL. So TAC, I think it's lowercase I, big L in there for loading up a list. Yeah, there you go, Dan. Dan actually already said it before I did. And then once you start getting this, then you're going to start getting all that nice juicy information where, hey, this is just the stuff that's happening here. So what we're doing here is, what can happen if this gets kind of funky is host discovery typically doesn't get hosed up, but it only relies on ICMP echoes, which is this first step in this list of what we've described here. And it gets stuck real hard. And it can be completely give you false positives on, or false negatives on who's alive and who's not. So we kind of cleaned that step up. The next thing was just trying to scan like all ports against a bunch of hosts that don't exist. That sucks. So now, again, we're going to use TAC IL here. And we can feed in the specific list of hosts we know are online. Cool. Now we sped this up where we're just checking for roughly 98% of the live hosts. And then the last thing is, now we can just let those service scans run against those particular systems. Now we can do the hyper efficient way, or we can do the brute force way here. And so I've done both. Honestly, for the trouble of getting the target ports for a given host, there actually is a tool that will help you do this, though. If you haven't seen this, it's Nmap parse output. And here, I'll drop this over in the chat. Let's see if YouTube chat works today. Any luck? Of course not. I don't know why the YouTube chat keeps breaking over here. Hey, Sniper. Sorry, man. I did not see your message until now. We're shaving the beard at 100 subs, or yet, or yet to be determined. I don't know what it would take for me to shave the beard, but it'd have to be a lot. If I ever come up with a number, I'll be sure to let you all know. So what we've done is we made all these kind of hyper efficient. There should be, for this option here though, this tool, in-map parse output. I think this beard, because I don't let it just keep continually growing, it kind of does get trimmed up a bit. I think it's been growing for about 3 years actually, because I used to keep it pretty short. Then when APT was born, I was going through a very intense time at work, and I was so busy I stopped shaving altogether. It barely kept it neat. It used to look like atrocious. And then APT started growing up, and he would reach up and he'd grab my beard and he'd start like playing with it, and he thought it was the funniest thing. So I'm like, well, damn, now I can't shave it. So the beard is actually APT's fault. See if I can fix this real quick. Too big to fail. What's up? Welcome online, man. So, but this tool here, I use this tool extensively when parsing in-map XMLs. Super handy. And so let's look at the examples here. So there's our HTTP ports if we wanted it. Let's see. I know somewhere in here it will provide a list of host port combos. Yeah, it can give this one, like if you did the group by ports argument, it would group them in a particular way. You could potentially use that. That's actually not what I wanted. Let's see. Group by ports, group by service. Ah, here we go. So you could use this host ports argument, and it would generate that list there. So sometimes I have taken the extra step to do this. Other times I haven't wanted to go reinstall on my test box, because usually I start with a clean system. Go reinstall this and get it set up. But J Money, what's up, dude? How you been, man? Hadn't seen you in a minute. Hope everybody's having a happy Sunday, by the way. I had a pretty good day today. Went and spent a lot of time working on the four-wheelers and getting them cleaned up. Ah, damn, the ads are coming. Okay, we'll chill out for the ads for just a second. While that's happening, let me see if I can fix what the hell is going on with... Let's see if I can get the YouTube chat working. Nope, not liking that. One more time. Next. Okay. Again, test. You bastard. Or you. When this happens, for some reason, over here in this, so I've got this tool here where it unifies out the chat. So it should show, in fact, you can see it up here in previous chats, right here. It'll show me Twitch and YouTube. However, it looks like we both kind of, Twitch is working, but YouTube is busted. Ah, you bastard. Alright, I'll just have to keep an eye on that. No, go away. Now all my windows are just getting jacked up. Alright, cool. Ads are done. Oh. Okay. Let me see. For everybody over on the YouTube side, I will try to keep a closer eye on the chat. For some reason, it's not coming up super well over here. Actually, hold on. I know what I can do. Yeah, there we go. I can pop out the YouTube chat. All right. I got an idea. Hang on. Stand by. I know what to do. There we go. This will work in a pinch. Fix that. Awesome. There we go. Now, shouldn't miss what folks are saying over. That's annoying. Okay. Very cool. So yeah. But yeah, Sniper, this beard is probably about 3 years worth of work right here. So I don't know what it would take, but it'd take quite a bit. All right. Let's see. So that was just something I wanted to look at. Now, there's one other thing we can kind of do here with this. We can do service enumeration. That's usually pretty safe to do. But then the next step we could actually do, part of this could also be NSC scripts. So NSC, which is Nmap's scripting engine. So this is actually the part I wanted to look at a little bit here because GoPro sent this to me, and this was an issue I had on my last pen test I just did here. And that's where this whole article came up. So that was a long intro to like why I wanted to read this, because I know I've been running into it for a long time, and I figured, hey, this will be useful for some of the other folks, particularly because I know there's other penetration testers that hang out in the stream. So, or heck, even if you're just trying to do your scans on Hack the Box or Try Hack Me, this will be helpful. Let's see. So in my previous post, I began writing about how I designed a port and service scanner for large-scale networks by combining port scanning tools like MatScan and ZMap and service scanning tools like Nmap. So in this post, I'm going to dive into some more details about Nmap service scanning and outline how I was able to speed up Nmap service scanning by 16 times, which is huge, because service scans can take a freaking long time. So in order to determine the service running on a specific port, Nmap uses a so-called service detection probe list, which is located in a particular file in the in it. So a probe looks something like this: probe TCP GET request QGET HTTP1. Syntax looks like this. So it'll pass in a a protocol, a probe name, a probe string, and then whether or not it has a payload to it. So as it's running through this, so a series of match rules follow each probe, which match on the response to each probe. So for example, so we can match, hello, I don't understand your request, goodbye, with CompuWare distributed license management. Okay. And so that each of these match statements matches like so. The format's also quite simple: service pattern, version info. Okay. So it's extremely noteworthy that when Nmap sends a probe, it deliberately waits for a predefined amount of time. That is to say, there's a minimum amount of time for each probe that each probe takes. Probes are not parallelized per port. So that's important to know. This is one of the things that will kill you, is that this predefined timeout per port here. The first probe will be sent, and a 6-second wait time, assuming the connection's not closed, will happen. So after 6 seconds, an attempt at matching the response happens. If a match is not received, the next probe is sent up to a certain rarity of a probe. Interesting. Nmap uses a rarity metric to avoid trying probes that are extremely unlikely to match. By default, probes are set up to a rarity of 7. For a probe rarity 1 to 7, each probe waits 6 seconds. Oof. That explains why it takes so long sometimes. I've never dug into these kind of internals for Nmap. So in reality, scanning for hosts or services, which is completely undefinable, will keep you waiting 160 seconds. Yep, seen that happen. So the most obvious solution is to simply lower the total wait millisecond value to something more reasonable. This will sacrifice niche results, such as a mail service, which employ these anti-spam techniques. However, this sacrifice, I believe, is more than willing. Yeah, I kind of am. Let's see. So the TCP wrapped MS. Oh, okay. Also must be lowered, since we want to lower the total wait MS. All right, this says if the service closes the connection before 3 seconds, it's probably TCP wrapped. Adjust up or down according to the to adjust your false positive rate. Okay. TCP wrapped is such a pain. I hate whenever I get a service that's TCP wrapped. So after replacing, so we lowered this by 1 second, and then total wait MS, I believe, got lowered to 300 milliseconds. Is that what he's saying here? Or 3 seconds. There we go. So it's expected the scan will now take just a few seconds. However, we notice it's still taking about 2 minutes. That's not much of an improvement. Turns out that probes, which do not have specifically defined surface weight MS, will use the default value of 5 seconds. So therefore, we can either add the values to each probe, or we can compile nmap ourselves and change the default value. Oh god, I've actually thought about compiling my own version of nmap without the T5 probe because I have broken networks using T5. What happened, and I thought I could get away with it. Here's what happened. That's not it. Here it is. So what happened was, I'm sitting right here on my laptop, right? And I'm connected over to a network's LAN segment, and then over there it's got a router, and then there is somewhere in there a WAN connection to an office. So this case, let's call this HQ, where I'm doing the test from, and then this is going to be a branch over here. So what I was testing for was just one port. I was looking for open NFS shares. And when I did the T5, this link only supports 1 gigabit. And at T5, it will send out packets as much as it can. So this entire link right here just got flooded and caused that branch to lose internet connectivity for a minute. So even though I thought, and there's a ton of systems in here. There's a bunch of other routers, there's other branches, there's other things to check. But yeah, I flooded the shit out of this Oni. So that was where we had the meme at my team that T5 was punishable by death. So yeah, I've thought about recompiling nmap without T5 so I don't even make that mistake anymore. I use T5 wherever I can. I don't. I usually just stick to, if I want to really speed a scan up, I'll do T4. Or I'll go into the individual timing values, but it's fine. Awesome. Okay, so actually this is pretty cool though, because by changing that default value in servicescan.h, he brought the scan time down from 160 seconds to just 10 seconds. So it can make it any faster. Let's see. So using nmap's debugging flag, we can check to see the timeout and delays for the various actions. You can see that the timeout is correctly being set to 300 milliseconds. However, NSE scripts, which nmap uses for version detection sometimes, use a different system for setting the timeout. So in this case, there's a maximum timeout of 7,000 milliseconds. So looking into the com.lua reveals how this timeout is set by the scripts. So there's a local request timeout value here. So a connection timeout and request timeout is set based on the option defined in the NSE file. Let's see. So is there a way to speed this up? Let me see. So not all default NSE scripts implicitly set a timeout, so a maximum of 6 seconds request timeout is often used. So even from the scripts that do set a timeout, the timeout is usually 5 seconds or more. So instead of editing every NSE script implicitly, we can edit the lset timeout function in the NSE instock to maximum of 5,000 milliseconds. So again, having to recompile nmap with our special values here. NSE scripts can get crazy powerful. Oh yeah, they can get nuts. They're very cool. It's a very cool tool. Nmap, I remember when that released, because when did NSE scripts get released? Nmap, NSE, first release. Because I think that was in 2018. Stupid AI. I didn't ask when nmap was first released. I asked when NSE was first released. Hey, Guccifer, what's up, man? So when I do a CTF, I use min rate 5000 and syn scan, so that will reduce the scan time with 85%. No, only CTF because you can't do a DDoS. Yeah. Or you can do a denial of service. Yeah, exactly. And actually, a lot of times also when you're scanning over like a VPN or a SOX proxy, you want to do attack small s, big S to do a syn scan, because those half open scans, Oh, not a sin scan. What is it? Yeah, TAC SS should be a sin scan, shouldn't it? I'm thinking TAC ST. When was this released, though? NSE feature first release. So the Nmap scripting engine was first introduced in Nmap 7, which was released in 2015. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, because NSE scripts were fairly new still whenever I started doing penetration testing in 2018. So they'd only been out for about 3 years at that point. Okay. Now, hold on. Actually, Nmap scan options. Okay. Yeah, actually, Gooch, for what I would usually recommend, since TAC SS is the default option, usually when I'm scanning over some kind of virtual link, like a VPN or a SOCKS proxy, I will do TAC ST. And in fact, if you're doing a SOCKS proxy, you have to do the TAC ST version, which is the full connect scan. So typically, Nmap just does the half scan. So it sends a SYN packet. When it gets a SYNAC back, it sends a reset. But if you do the full connect scan, it sends a SYN, gets the SYNAC, sends another acknowledgement, and then sends a reset packet immediately. So it completes that handshake and then kills it afterwards. It's a little bit nicer. Because if you don't respond to that SYNAC, the machine's technically going to wait a predetermined amount of time for that packet to come up. So it's going to hold that resource. But if you're doing it over a SOCKS proxy, the SOCKS proxy actually has to see the completed TCP handshake before it hands it off to the target. So typically, actually doing a TAC ST, which is what I recommend when you're doing like CTFs and stuff like that. Because a lot of times you're scanning over a VPN or you're scanning over a SOCKS proxy. That's cool. He provides the patch for it. What's the patch at? Love this stuff. This is actually pretty fun. Let's see here. Now, what's funny is I'm telling you all this, but then actually, when we're scanning over something like a... oh, I was going to list this, by the way. This was the talk that Cody did, the Mythic developer, about some of the unconventional agents and things he did. So I finally dug that talk out from when we did the interview with him. So I'm going to drop that over in chat for everyone. So if y'all want to take a look at that, I haven't even had a chance to watch it yet. I forgot I had it up. I would have watched it this weekend if I had remembered it. But this will help give you some ideas, because remember, Mythic really is a framework, and this will give you ideas like, hey, what can I do inside of that framework, right? Because, like he was saying, whenever you've got like an open playground, sometimes you don't know what to do, right? Think of it like if you were to send kids out to a park, right, and like a playground. They can look and they can see something and instantly know how to interact with it. But if you put them in Minecraft, it's going to take them some time to figure out how to build the thing they want to play with, right? And it's kind of like that, except way more complicated. All right, I need to close up some tabs, though. Let me do something here real fast. Let me move that over there. I want to save this for later. All right, got so many things here. I tell you what, let's hop back over into the lab real fast. Oh, actually, so I know I had mentioned it on the Discord that I had a little announcement, and I guess now's really as good a time as any to go ahead and make it. I think most of the folks are online right now, but Friday was actually my last day as a penetration tester. Tomorrow, I'm starting a new job as a red team operator. So that was unexpected, but I'm super excited and slightly scared, kind of scare-sighted. So, yeah. And I was actually talking to my new manager on Friday, and she asked how I was feeling. That's exactly the word I used, was scare-sighted. And I said, because it's been I've been with that team for 6.5 years. I love all those folks. We've been through a lot of times together, good and bad. And I have moved states, bought a house, and had 2 kids in that time. So it was kind of surreal. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. So I don't know what's going to happen on Monday, other than I get to talk to HR about onboarding stuff. But I actually already had my laptop from them. They're super on the ball. Like as soon as I signed the offer, they're like, "Okay, cool, your laptop is shipped. It'll be there in 2 days." I'm like, "But I can't even start for 3 weeks." It's like, just hold on to it. So of course I got my laptop and I set it up, and I'm like, "Damn it, I don't have access to any of the cloud infrastructure." Like any of the business infrastructure. I wanted to start reading documentation. I was like ready to like start ripping into reading internal docs and procedures and stuff like that. So yeah, it was super exciting. Oh, hang on, Django had a question. Let's see. By the way, hey Django, what's up, man? So for a red team member, do companies still value the current OSCP? I think I was gonna want to go more into purple teaming. Yeah, the OSCP is still pretty recognized. The OSCP is still really more geared towards penetration testing, which is not a bad thing. I'd say going like do the OSCP and then the RTO from 0 point security. That would be like a good path for forward after that. Scare sided. I love that word. I'm gonna steal it. You can steal it, man. The laptop. It's like a Dell 15-inch laptop. I mean, there's nothing super fantabulous about it, and I understand why. It's because apparently they've got a lot of like virtual infrastructure and things to go with. All my windows are off base here. Adjust these. Oh, Django, do a exclamation point RTO in chat, and it'll link it to you. There's a link to that channel or to that training. So that's the one we were doing when the stream first started back in February, March. It was going through that. So there's a whole playlist also over on YouTube if you want to run through that. I apologize. There's not a good index of like what's covered in each episode. So I've been meaning to do that. I don't have like a great way to break that down. Hey, Cypher. Yeah, my most recent work laptop was very underwhelming because it's all cloud infra here too. Yeah. I actually had I was supposed to have a more beefy, but it was still beefy enough. MacBook that I was using when I was on the pen test team. And it was supposed to have like 2 terabyte hard drive, an M1 Max, and 64 gigs of RAM. Ended up just having the 32 gig model because our internal IT guy accidentally ordered it with 32 gigs of RAM. But honestly, it was plenty. The only time that 64 would have been helpful was when I was trying to run some language models. I could have run larger language models in RAM. But yeah, and actually, honestly, I did a lot of my testing from AWS. So I was sending a lot of stuff up to AWS, so I wasn't even processing it locally. Let's see. So yeah, so I'm super excited about that. I have no idea what's going to happen. Actually, I can tell you a little bit. So I'm going to be traveling a fair amount the next couple of weeks. Because it's like I'm home a week, I'm traveling a week, I'm home a week, I'm traveling for a week. And that's going to continue. I think this died out on me. So I'm working on a mobile streaming setup, but I need to order some parts for it. Hang on, I'm trying to see what's going on with the server. Dude, no way. Fucking hell, man. Hang on one sec, guys. Guys, we had a brownout earlier, and it looks like the fucking Proxmox server ate it again. I thought it was on the uninterrupted power supply, so brownouts shouldn't be an issue, but I guess I was wrong. Up again. Hey, Cardio, what's up, dude? Good to see you, man. That's actually what I work towards with my home. Is just now I'm going to virtualize everything on a low-powered laptop. Yeah. I should get some more music because the playlist is starting to get pretty repetitive. I can't help it. Blame the RCIA. Okay, well, actually, it's coming up into the bootloader now. It actually did load Grub. Let's see what happens. In Cali, they called it a brownout because of when Jerry Brown was governor. Huh. Doing a lot of cloud pen test training. Nice, J Money. I'm actually looking forward to doing some of that soon myself. I feel like Wilson from Home Improvement. Y'all ever saw that show? Between you and Thor, I'm gonna have the Heartbound soundtrack stuck in my head forever. Actually, gosh, what's it? GoPro was telling me there's some music that I could throw into the mix. I need to go look at it. And speaking of which, I said his name and I summoned him. Hey, GoPro. Fuck. Urgh. Damn it. That's what I get for not maintaining my equipment properly. Alright, the Proxmox server is hosed. Damn it. Well, that is a beatdown. And what's funny is my, Hey, GoPro, no problem, dude. What's funny is my wife sent me a message. She's like, hey, by the way, you should go check your equipment. We had a brownout while you were napping, because I was napping before the stream. I was like, should be fine. Brownouts are nothing. The power, it's on a UPS. It just doesn't have a lot of power to keep it up for a long time. But brownouts, no problem. Damn it. Well, that's a beatdown. That was what I was going to do tonight, was work on the labs some more. I'll have to see how to recover the bootloader, because it's dropping me into init RAM FS. Still check some Debian 12 init RAM FS troubleshoot. Nerd! Shut up, baby. I know it. Well, let me see this thing that GoPro sent.
Bullshit, I can't hear you. Sound off like you got a pair.
Oh, and he's like, I just got all the points to redeem.
Like the planet!
Oh, here we go. Very cool. Okay. I will start seeing about getting some more music on here for you, big doggy. Even though I really like the Heartbound music. But I understand. There we go. So I'll see about grabbing a new list of, grabbing a few of these. Yeah, because actually I was talking to GoPro last night, and he had mentioned it. Or we had mentioned it because we were just talking about streaming in general. And I had meant to ask him for it. Let's see. So I started my first pen test class this semester. I'm liking it since I got past all the stuff about compliance frameworks. Nice. Yeah. A lot of the compliance framework stuff gets to be a bit of a beatdown, especially when you want to do offensive security. So, I tell you what, let me look at something. So much stuff I got to work on. We'll put fixing the server. Actually, I know what the issue is. I need to go put probably a new battery in the RAID controller, because when those brownouts happened was the last time it ate shit. So I had to go take a look at it. Let's see here. Let's see if I have something. There we go. There we go. I'm checking something real fast here. Okay, that's just it. I'm trying to see how much I've got in the BlazeBits account, so I'll know if I can buy a 1-year membership to Hack the Box, which I'm pretty sure I do have enough, but since I just bought the RAM upgrade, I'm not sure. Oh yeah, I got plenty there. Alright, so let me see if I can get this set up real fast here. Let me check something here. Yeah, stand by everyone. Oh, the ads are running anyway. Perfect. Let's go. Alright, since we can't work in the damn home lab again, and I usually try to avoid doing Hack the Box, I figured, hey, let's go look for some Hack the Box boxes that we might be able to do. And we can have some fun with that. Okay, there we go. Let's see if I'm logged in over here. I already had Hack the Box. Yep. Hack the Box. Alright, let's see here. What I need to do is... I actually don't go onto Hack the Box very often, so... Damn, you know what I just realized? I just realized something. Hack the Box, even the VIP subscription doesn't give you an attack box, does it? Damn it, I was thinking about Try Hack Me, because that'll give you an attack box. Shit. I don't have any virtual machines set up on this system right here. It does? Okay. Because that's new. think it's only for 24 total hours a month, though. Hey, that would work for tonight until I can get something better set up. All right, well, I just got the VIP. Doesn't sound like an STD when you say that. I caught the VIP. Here we go, phone box. Nice. Oh, so I still need a VPN to connect to the phone box. Let me see if I still have my VPN set up here. Should. Let's see. VPN server. I don't know. Lucky number 13. There we go. Let's see if we can get this up and running. So at least then we can do something during the stream, because, God, I really thought the server was on the damn UPS. This is why they always tell you to test your backups. Always test your backups.
Bullshit, I can't hear you. Sound off like you got a pair.
Sir, you're bullshit, sir. Open desktop. Hey, there we go. Nice. Okay, cool. So now we've got... So we have Parrot that we can start playing. Oh, go back. Can't do that one. We got to find a retired machine to do. Let's see. Retired machines. Here we go. And then... Well, it doesn't matter. I haven't completed any, so it doesn't really matter. But let's see. Difficulty OS, advanced search. Let me see. Areas of interest. Database, browser, common applications, custom applications, Active Directory. Hey, there we go. Yes, let's do the Active Directory one. I've done Hack the Box in so long, I don't know if I want to start with a hard one. Or even an insane one in here. They all have really good ratings, though. I'm curious, who has the least user? Can I sort by user owns? Sure. I want to see which ones had the least user owns. Yeah, don't do the insane and hard ones. Yeah. Okay, let's not do that then. Here, I'll tell you what. Let's just start with let's check out TimeLapse here. We'll start with one just to get going. Dude, oh, actually, I haven't been on Hack the Box in so long, I didn't even know about guided mode. This is new. Okay, spawn machine. Do it. Man, Hack the Box has really upped their game. At least as far as, like, doing a lot of the connection stuff. Like, I had never seen this guided mode before. Is the guided mode only for when it becomes a retired machine, or is that when it's a live machine, too? Oh god, I hope I can fix the server. I'm gonna lose all of my mythic setup. I haven't set up backups to the NAS yet because the DNS server is still broken. Alright, I know what I'm doing first thing in the morning is fixing the freaking DNS server. Think about going for some bug bounties. Any advice? I never got really into bug bounties, Claudio, because I was working as... About the time bug bounties became a big thing is when I was working in offensive security. And so I never really wanted to mess with them because I tried for a little bit, but it just felt like I was working all day, then I was working all night for maybe salary, or maybe a tip, versus just working for my salary. So, but I would say find one that has a broad, kind of permissive scope to it. Particularly ones that don't just limit you to maybe web attacks. You could look at that too. Oh, so this is really new, according to Dan. This is like from a week or so ago. Ooh. Hey, there we go. All right, so there's our target IP address. Copied. Nice. Yes, allow. What do we have for shells here? We got a. It has PowerShell in it. I don't want PowerShell. I want Zabash. See if I can. There we go. Ooh. Let's see what tools we've got here. So our target machine is that. Hang on. You know what? I need to get some notes going. So we'll do the notes inside of SQL. There you go. I think this is called TimeLapse. TimeLapse. So our target is this right here. All right, cool. So let's just do a real quick in-map scan against it, just like a very bare bones. Check it out. Just see if anything comes up. In fact, this would be a good example to show, like, hey, this is what we just came up with. Yeah, I want to avoid some scope creep. Yeah. I understand, man. One of the things you can also do is maybe stick to the... Depending on where you want to go with bug bounties, another option is you start with, like, the smaller scoped ones that are, like, they don't have any monetary reward. Like, they're newer companies and you just get kudos. Because actually, if you start building those up, they're less likely to be analyzed. You can start looking at them. And then once you kind of start building a reputation in there, then you can start looking at, hey, you can get invited to private bug bounties sometime. And so that's a little bit better because you're going through and basically doing a penetration test for commission. But it's going to be on an environment that's not open to the public. So it's not going to be picked over clean by vultures. I would like some kudos. I think I'll put that on my resume, maybe for an actual sec job. There you go. I would totally do that. All right, so we got a lot of stuff open here. Do we have NetExec on here? Hey, we do. So let's just do a quick check of what NetExec finds on this machine. All right, so we're running server 2019 with signing enabled and no SMB. Okay. Very cool. So let's copy this. There's our target right there. So let's do something real quick. Let's add 10, 10, 11, 152, and let's add that as dco1 dot timelapse dot hack the box. Let's go put that in our host file real fast here. We have a mousepad. We have a text editor. Office. Oh, we have Tmux. Oh, thank God we have Tmux. Yes, you have sudo. Nice. I'm glad. All right, so we have sudo access. Let's do sudo vim etc host. Yep. Oh, I see. It's inserting a $sign there, so I know where the end of the line is. There we go. Let's add that to the list here. So we'll write that. We'll make us a new one here. There's a way to hush that. Oh, there's stuff in the My Data folder that will persist. Okay. Cool. Yeah, like Dan said, recon really is key here. So that's what we're starting off with this box. Actually, background this? Oh, damn it. Oh, you know what we're gonna do? Alright. So we're gonna end map scan that box again because I forgot to take a note of what ports actually came back for. So we're just gonna do a very basic end map scan. We're not doing anything special with it. Okay. So we've got DNS, Kerberos, RCP, NetBIOS, LDAP. We got SMB. I think this is LDAP S. No, this is LDAP S. I think that's maybe Kerberos. Let's see, 593. We also have Global Catalog LDAP. That's different. So let's go grab a copy of each of these ports real quick. And I don't care about doing a service enumeration on this because I already know this is a Windows box. So let's think about some things we could do from here. So ideas of what we can do. So we could try out doing a zone transfer of the DNS. That'll give us a lot of information. Kerberos, I'm not sure what we could do unauthenticated against that, so we'll leave that for now. MSRPC, we could check for... God, what is it? We could check for coercion. We could go check for coercion attacks. Let's see. LDAP, one thing we could check here is check for anonymous binds. Let's see, 445, we can check for open shares. And actually, I'm not sure what to do against the global catalog. I had to go check on hack tricks for this, so let's reference hack tricks for this. So we're just kind of making a little bit of an attack plan. Now, this is one of the things, because we never done Hack the Box on the stream before, so I've mentioned this, but I've never really explained it. And one of the issues that you'll run across if you move from doing a lot of Hack the Box or Try Hack Me or other CTFs, here it is, looking for my glasses cloth because I just smudged my glasses, is that this right here, this kind of plan of attack is very simple because we only have one box to target. Once you start getting into an actual penetration test, even a small one, you're going to have a much larger playing field you're going to be playing on. Think of this as you're just a batter at home plate versus you have to go play every position. You got to be the catcher, you got to be the pitcher, you got to be the first, second, third baseman, infield, outfield, all of that. So that's going to be a little bit different in the scale here. If you try to approach it this same way, it's probably not going to be efficient. And if you get into a large penetration test, it's definitely not going to be efficient. So one of the things you'll get used to is taking a look at those nmap scans and kind of perusing them for ideas like this. Like, hey, by the way, I saw a lot of machines running this particular service. I've seen issues with that service before, and I know what they are, so let's go take a look at those. Much better. Yeah, Hack the Box has Pro Labs, which kind of emulates that. It does, but even a Pro Lab, like let's say the one we were putting together for baby bottles, even that one doesn't really reach that scale. You know, it had 16 machines in it, the one we were developing. And even that one didn't get close to that because you go to a small, medium-sized business, you're easily talking 100+ machines at that company. And that's amongst like endpoints, servers, printers, odds and ends on the network. Let's say the wireless is just flat to the internal network. So then anything that's connected wirelessly, so if everybody's just using the company Wi-Fi for their cell phones, you're going to have all of that in there. So it's going to throw a lot of noise into the environment. But this right here, this is very similar idea. It's just rather than looking at this like, hey, this is what I'm going to do on each host, you're going to start looking like, this is what I'm going to do for the different services I find, and let's go see which hosts are supporting that. Let's see. So let's see if we can do a zone transfer rule. Yes, and don't forget IP phones. Actually, Big Doggy, I like when I find IP phones, especially on older networks that have the old Cisco CME, because there were some cool exploits to do against that. You know, let me go ahead and change something real quick. I'm going to change that. Then let me change the title, because since we're not doing the home lab, since it died. Let me go change the stream title. Okay, there we go. And then, let me see, can I edit this other thing? Let's see. Sorry, stay by 1 sec, guys. Yeah, there we go. Take that out of there. Okay. Since we're doing Hack the Box, maybe I'll start a Hack the Box playlist where we start doing this stuff. Okay, so let's go check for the zone transfers. Let's see what comes up with that. So usually I like to just do a dig. You do, the format here for this is dig, which is your DNS command, and then you're gonna look for what type of query you want to do with it. So for a zone transfer, which basically says, send me everything that your DNS zone has, send me a copy of it. I'm a new DNS server. I got a bootstrap. Can you send me your phone book, essentially? So what you can do is just tell it to ask for an AXFR query. And then I think you have to have, I think we want to do the domain name here. So the domain name was timelapse.htb, and then we're going to tell it at the server IP. So this tells it, hey, query for this domain, send a zone transfer, and then here is the target IP address to send it to. So don't use the system default DNS, use this. Let's see, transfer failed. What's our other one in here? I think we also had DNS recon probably in here. We could use that as just a validation. Yeah, we could do tap T here, I believe. So let's do. Heck, haven't it? All right, DNS recon. Do TAC T, AXFR, and then. See if that's what we need. Ah, damn it. Oh, we need to put the domain here. So. TAC D, timelapse.htb. That's the correct IP, right? Or the correct host name? Yeah, timelapse.htb. Oh, this needs to be specified as TAC in. That's what this does. Yeah, hey Doggy, so there was a really cool exploit where you could actually get the administrator password for Cisco CMEs out of the phone logs. And once you were in there, then you could, basically by doing some LDAP server shenanigans, you could go steal the clear text password for whatever the account that system was using to authenticate. And a lot of times, because it was actually that CME was managing stuff in Active Directory, a lot of times that was a domain admin. So that was a really easy path to domain admin. If y'all want to read about that, because it was a lot of fun. CM Thief, I think that was the tool. Yeah, here we go. I'll drop this in the chat here if you want to read on that. It was a really fun exploit method. And so I used this on a couple of engagements, and it was super handy. Yeah, see you, CM Thief. From the boys over at Trusted Sec. Let's see what else we got up here. NS servers found, trying that. Zone transfer failed, refused. Okay. So no zone transfer. I'm pretty sure I added you as a VIP, Dan. Let's see. Yeah, since you since I've talked to you so much, I think I added you as a VIP, so you can drop links. Remember, with great power comes great responsibility. All right, so going down our list here. Here's my notes. So that was a no-go. Right. Links. I can do it too. I can post links. Oh, too funny. Let me remember how to do this. Let's see. LDAP anonymous bind. I gotta remember which tools to even do with this. Anonymous bind is probably a pretty far-fetched test, but we're gonna try it out. Let's see. Anonymous access. Here we go. Okay, yeah, you can do it with LDAP search right here. So let's grab a copy of this, and what we'll do is just organize it. So check for anonymous binds. So the command we want to do is this. So we're going to do the IP address. So IP address. It is 10.10.11.152, and then we're going to do port 389. And that should be good. Actually, we don't need to specify anything like the domain on here. Losing track of my window. Here we go. So let's give that one a shot here. Oh, dang it. It's because it's trying to run... That's weird. There you go. I was like, what the hell happened to my history here? Because it's trying to do LDAP-S. We need to do LDAP. Did it work? You get to post a link, and you get to post a link. Everybody gets to post links. No, not everyone. Did it work? I don't think it did. I think that's what I was just trying to do. I was trying to Alt-Tab over to... So we have valid credentials, so we can do an LDAP domain dump. Also, I think netexec will also let you test for anonymous binds. But we could just try that real quick. Just for shits and giggles. So if we do netexec LDAP, tell us what we've got here. I gotta slow down on my typing. I keep hitting the keys incorrectly. Let's see. I think we just want to specify probably the domain, which would be timelapse.htb, and then we'll do username and password. Oh, I guess it would help if we put the target in. Damn it. God, it wants the target, like, actually in the beginning here. Okay, cool. So, no anonymous binds on LDAP. Because it says right here, it did not perform a successful bind. So if it had worked with no username and password, so not a problem there. So no anonymous binds. That was a no-go. So let's just check it for SMB real fast. that's not what I want to do. We can actually just change this over to SMB. Actually, take this out too. We don't even need that. I think it's tac shares. Okay, so no anonymous share access. That's a bummer. Isn't NetExec just a newer CME? Yeah, pretty much. So there was... So CrowdMap Exec evolved basically as a wrapper around Impacket. And it kept growing, and then they had like a feature supporter version, which I had, because it had some cool features to it. But then there was some kind of falling out with the guys that were maintaining it, and then they just shut the project down. So then NetExec came up. Freaking ads coming up. Hang on one second, guys. I'll be right back. I get some water. Alrighty, I'm back. Oh, good. Just in time for the ads to be done. Nice. Okay. So, a lot of the low-hanging fruit we've got here is a no-go. So one thing else we could check is we could try checking for any kind of coercion attacks. But one thing to note is this is a server 2019, so those coercions being unauthenticated is probably unlikely. So the big thing with something like Petit Potem, when it came up, was it was happening by these RPC calls that were happening unauthenticated. That was the big thing with it. So let me show you. Let me pull up the blackboard here. Oh shit, I broke it. I think I just broke it. Hang on one second. Yep, I sure did. I touched the cable, and it's like, oh, I've lost my connection. Get good, scrub. Do it. Ah, damn it. Stand by. Get this started up. Just waiting for this to mirror the screen. It's giving me so many issues here. So I could diagram out what Petit Clodum was really doing. And what happened was I was reaching for the pen, and I was reaching for the power button, which of course is right where the fucking power cable is. Thanks, Apple. And hit the power cable, and now it's like, yeah, we don't want to work anymore. It's... Oh god, the cable's so... It's so fucking flimsy now. Hey. Used to have a wireless option in here, like as long as it was on the same network. Try this one more time. And if not, then we'll just look up a diagram of how it worked. Which I hate. I like drawing the diagrams. Yeah, you're not going to work. It works much faster than that if it's actually going to work. Hang on. Petite Clodum. Tag graph. Here we go. I can blow this up here. All right, cool. So here's what happened. It was just basically a resource attack here. So the client would send a... Wait, now this is... That's not the correct attack graph. Hold on. Ah, here we go. This is the one I wanted. There we go. So what would happen is... So this is the attacker, this is the server, right? So we'd send a COM negotiate request, it would send a response. We would send a particular type of request to get a response. And then, again, send a request and a response. So what would happen here is, when we sent this request, we would say, hey, there's a server over here you need to target. So it may not be us, but something that's listening to capture a hash. That's what she said. Damn it, Oni. And so what would happen is you could make these RPC calls to the server and get it to attempt to authenticate against a, let's say yourself or another particular malicious server. And then you could capture that hash in responder, or you could do an NTLM relay with that hash and send it to another target system. So that was a really cool thing to do, especially like if you relayed it to something like LDAP, because then that machine account, or yeah, let's say it was a domain controller, right? So this is one that I've done. You had it connect, you had some kind of elicited coercion attack. It connects to you. You have a, let's say it's against a domain controller. Let me step back. This is why I like having the diagrams whenever they work. Device fail. You're a dirty liar. Sitting up throwing up lies. So let's say like there's a domain controller, we can coerce it to authenticating to us. So what we can do then, take that, capture that hash. Chances are very slim of breaking it because it's a machine account hash and it's completely random. But something else we could do is we could take it and we could relay it to another domain controller. So you can't relay it to itself, but let's say there's two domain controllers. You elicit one, you get the connection to your system, and then you relay it over to system number 2. And then the cool thing about that is machine accounts have access over their own domain, their own LDAP entry in Active Directory. So then we can put in either like, we can either read a lapse password, so then we'd have local administrator on the domain controller, or we can say, hey, let's insert some shadow credentials over here. Okay. We can then have that. Yeah, and they're 32 characters long as well. Dan, actually, I have cracked probably 3 machine accounts in my lifetime. All the machines I've captured, I think I've actually successfully cracked 3 machine passwords. And they're a bitch to use because they can be non-printable ASCII characters too. It's truly a random byte stream. So let's see if they have coercer in here. What the hell is going on? Curl. I have config that. I'm curious, do I have internet access on this thing? Hey, I do. Awesome. The passwords I've cracked that had a computer account were using the pre-2K. Yeah. Definitely feel that. Coercer. Yeah. Find this. Yeah, here we go. Is this a Python script to automatically do coercion attacks? Oh, damn it. I forgot to submit a pull request. Or maybe I did. Hold on. Pull request. Nope, I did. Because I had created a Docker version of this, and I should have submitted the pull request whenever I did it. Let's see what let's do make do. Actually, what is that? Is it my data? Yeah, cd my data. And let's git clone coercer. There we go. Oh, you're right, Ford. That it does have some. It does have some of those. Oh, damn it, man! It's what I get for buying cheap Chinese cables. I have to buy some new ones. Yeah, you could use coercer with NTLM Relay X. Is this a single box system? Actually, hold on. You know what I just realized? We were doing this in guided mode. There's some stuff we're supposed to do. So what's the common name on the TLS SSL certificate returned from one of the open TCP ports? All right, so what ports did we have open? Let's try this guided mode here. So... that's the global catalog LDAP. Might we check? We could always check LDAP S here. So LDAP S is 636, which we could probably pull that with Nmap. I forgot completely about the guided mode here for a second. Let's try Nmap EN 636, and we'll tell it to do BC. And then, damn it, I need to get that. We'll see if it'll pull out the TLD for the SSL certificate. I mean, we already found that though. It's probably, it should just be dco1.timelapse.htb. Don't be smalls. Now I'm gonna try. I'm gonna just see if this works. There we go. That's running 445. Let's see. What tool from John the Ripper tool suite can be used to generate a hash that can be used by John the Ripper for password protected zip files to a format? Oh, there's a John the Ripper. That's an odd question to ask. I was wondering if we're going to have to do some password cracking with this. Let's see. Yeah, I think it is zip to John. I don't ever hardly ever use John. Let's see. Already tells you the output format is pkzip. Definitely not to John. Let's try it. Zip to John. Is that it? Let's see. What tool from John the Ripper tool suite can be used to generate a hash? It can be used by John the Ripper from a PFX file. I don't know. John the Ripper PFX file. There's a PFX to John. Okay. This tells you how often I'd use that, because every time I had to do cracking, I just had to do Hashcat. Just let Hashcat do its thing. Definitely not PFX to John. Thanks, GoPro. Let's see, what's the default port for Windows Remote Management WinRM? Oh, is it 590? I forget. WinRM. $5985, yeah, that's right. Sure, 5985 gets listed in the top one. Yeah, check something. Actually, it's not. It's not counted in the top 100 or the top 1,000. Oh, so that would have been something to miss. I see. Yeah, so what I was checking was just a list of the top 1,000. Because by default, Nmap will scan the top 1,000 most likely ports. And so WinRM wasn't on our list here. Goblin's like, I remember this box. Haha, you suck, noob. I solved it in 5 minutes. Let's do... So, let's do this. We'll do 1 to 10,000. And we'll do a T5 on it. Why? Because I said don't ever do T5, that's why. Just show me the open. We'll let this run for a second. We'll just capture all of this crap. This is not standard of what I would do. I totally did not. I struggled hard with it. Well, we're going to find out. Sometimes getting the initial foothold is the hardest part. I like to call that, and this is a term I just stole, but call it M&M security. And what that means is you're going through and once you crack the shell, you can really just bust down into, you can just really bust down into the security. It's got a hard, crunchy shell, but then a soft, chewy center. Let's see. Oh, so we have 5986 in here and 9389. Any of these, I don't think any of these are new though. Let's see. 593. Did we have 593 in our list? Yeah, we did. We just append these onto the end here. So I tell you what, let's do something quick actually. Let's just throw these. Do I want to? Yeah, I'm going to. So one way we could kind of brute force this is we could just put all the different ports in here. 139, 389, 445, 464, 593, 636, 3268, 3269, and 586, and 9389. We don't need to open, but then we could just tell it to do version and comment scripts in here, and then we'll speed that up again. T5 go burr. So I find this guided mode interesting. So while this is running, because it's asking us about stuff on converting zips to John and PFX files to John. PFX are, sorry, I just realized y'all probably can't read this, can you? I can blow this up. There we go. So PFX files are certificates. They're certificate files. Oh, so this was 5985? Is that it? So using evil WinRM and the tag C flag will allow the user to provide a certificate. What flags can be used to provide a private key? Interesting. Let's go see what it says. Let's see. We'll let this run for just a second. Oh, it's almost done. Put this out. Let's do evil, WinRM, TAC H. TAC C is a public key to use, so local path to a public key certificate. What did it want to know? Let's see, what flag can be used to provide the private key? Oh, okay. So the private key is TAC K. I have no idea if these questions are actually relevant to solving the box. Other than it's like, hey, submit the flag located. So maybe they are. We're going to find out. In theory, there's a zip file we can get to if we could figure this out. I'm wondering, like, are we supposed to like get a certificate for this? This was marked easy. I wouldn't call that an easy exploit path. Just because of the prerequisite knowledge that's needed for it. Netexec SMB 10.10.11. Now go. 11.152. That's it. Yeah. So I know there's SMB in here. We just don't know what users to get with it. So one other option we could probably do, since we have access to Kerberos, is we could try AS rep roasting with like a bunch of simple usernames. What else could we do? Yeah, that was one of the first things we checked for. Actually, didn't try guest. I so rarely see guest accounts enabled. They checked for. Guest. This is one of the things I hate about CTFs. Guest accounts are so rarely enabled. Oh god. Alright, SMB client. Let me figure out what the syntax for that is again. Guest accounts. Too funny. Okay. So we need to do... Damn it, I always forget what the list is here, so... Oh, there we go. So it's username Pat. And so we could just do tac u, and then tac or whack IP. Okay. Tac u guest. Is that right? Yeah. Username, and then we can just tell it /IP. SMB client parameters are dumb. Let's do 10.10.11.152. Then what was the share up here? Actually, I'll tell you. So something we should have done after we got this information. This is something you want to go set up in your notes. So we'll grab this data right here. I think it actually copied it when I did that. So we want to grab it and copy that. So what do we have here? We've got guest account access. Now, actually, one thing we should also check is, because guest account worked for that. Yeah, we got a bunch of stuff over here. Let's do want to call this? I want to check for LDAP. Let's do guest, take this off, and we'll change this to LDAP. We have an LDAP guest binding. Okay, so guest for LDAP does not work, but it did work for SMB, which is fine. And then what was our share name? Shares. Password for guest. LS. Always like to go into the dev environment. WinRM backup? Hell yes. So download. Or is it get? I think it's get. There we go. Awesome. So we got that file. Let's go back. Let's CD over to help desk. LS here. Oh, so they got laps going on. Nice. Okay. So the laps MSI, I don't remember if the laps MSI has anything useful in it. Like, should we bring it down and try to bust it up? I'm gonna grab a copy of it. Oh, damn it. Actually. I want to get that operations guide. Let's just go ahead and get all this crap. Get laps start. Bastard. All right. We'll go get a copy of each of these real quick. Then get laps data sheet. We'll just double check them real quick. Get the ops guide. I'm not sure which one of these are default and which ones might have been, hey, we're gonna put some user notes in here for the administrators. We'll just grab a copy of those real quick and then we'll take a look. So our file, right. Next in. Hey, Clayhax. What do you mean recurse on prompt off? Oh, is there an mget command? I never used that before. That's a new one. Dude, that's handy. Especially like if you're trying to snarfle up a bunch of files. Alright, so in recompense for missing last night's stream, and for this, we're going to keep going until this box gets solved. So, hang on to your butts. Let's see. Now, my next greatest challenge is, where the hell is the file browser on this thing? Here we go. So I'm pretty sure, let me CD back out of this. It's LS. That was the only two folders in there. Okay, so let's exit off of this. Oh, we're in the home directory. Okay. Oh, I'm not used to Parrot. I didn't realize those were popping up down here. I was looking for them. Yeah. All right, so let's take. What's this CA cert doctor? We didn't download that, did we? Downloaded this stuff here. Oh, I think that CA cert is probably for the VPN. Cut those, and then let's go to my data. Create a folder. Let's call this TimeLapse. Oh, the colors are atrocious. Paste this stuff. Killing spells. Cut. There we go. All right, let's double check these docx files real quick. Let's just see if these are custom or if they're author from Microsoft, yada yada. Okay, so that's a default document. Let's check the operations guide. Both the authors of that are from Microsoft, so probably not in there. And then tech specs is probably nothing special. Yeah. Okay. So those are worthless, so we're gonna get rid of those. We'll leave that lapse MSI for later, but we want to try and get this right here. Okay, so this is what this is why it was talking about. Hey, let's do this. So the guided mode did give us a bit of a hand. So let's CD over into my data time lapse, and then let's use zip to John. God, I wish I had my hacking rig now, or my password cracking rig. Zip to John. And then what is this? WinRM backup.zip. Oh, this is zip hash. There we go. And then what was Johnny? Oh, Johnny's like a graphical interface to John? Oh, interesting. Didn't even know that. Johnny, Johnny, yes, Papa. Yeah, I've heard that song so many times from my kids. Actually, can I escape out of that? Can I just open a password? There we go. Start new attack. Sure, why not? Do some stuff. I want to see how auto-magical this is. Like, do we need to... Like, do we need to tell it what word list to use in here? Well, our processor's pegged out, so it's doing something. I'm gonna pause the attack. I want to see what happens. Okay, so it actually is doing stuff because you can see it up here, like, this sucker's pegged right here. Let's resume attack. We'll see if it does it. Let's see, what options do we have? Let's see, word list. What word list is it using? I guess it's using the default John word list. Just a second. See what it does. I would kill for a hashcat. Actually, trying to crack zip files with hashcat is actually a major pain in the ass. Well, I take that back. The only time I tried to do it was on like a multi-gigabyte file zip file, because it was a bunch of pictures that a buddy of mine had, and I don't know what was in these pictures. Maybe I don't want to know, but he had lost the password to this zip file. I could only guess to the contents because it was a password-protected zip file with pictures in it. But I agreed to try and help him crack it, and the hash to it was obnoxiously long, and it didn't have a... I don't know how Hashcat was ever going to break that. So. The one thing I don't like about this is... there's no option to, like, see what's happening with it. Like, I want to see, like... Oh, wait, hold on. There's a console log. Let's see. Yo. Hey, Dr. Dread. What's up, man? Check it till to, like, update here. I want to see how long this is going to take. What's the estimated time to completion? Let me look at something real quick, actually. I'm curious about something. Where's this file? How big is this thing? It's 5 kilobytes. I want to see something. Dang it. If I wanted to... So I could run it on my local system. I've got an RTX 3060. You see some performance like right now. I do have a lot of stuff running. Performance on the GPU. Yeah, actually, I'm using quite a bit of GPU power right now because I have encoding for Twitch and for YouTube going on. And then plus just all the various artifacts going on the system. So it wouldn't work very well trying to crack it with my local GPU. What are the odds that a strange micro SD card I found at a conference contains malware? I'm about to find out. I mean, just load it up in a Linux system and just go browse the contents of it. Oh yeah, if it, I'd say 100%. If a CTF doesn't crack, if a CTF hash doesn't crack with RockU, then you're probably on the wrong path. Is there a way to update the console log? Let's see, do we have... That's my data. Do it all the way to home. Go up some more. Can I go to root? I am root. Ah, there we go. So let's see if this has... Let's check user share real quick. See what's in here. Do we have anything like seclist or password? Normally the things I've cracked with HTB be cracked with the CPU. I'm not saying it can't be cracked with the CPU. I'm just saying I would like to crack it faster. I'm impatient. And you gotta think, I now no longer have access to Cthulhu, my big fat honkin' destroyer of hashes hash cracking server with the 8 Titan Vs. I'm sure if I wanted to do some testing on there, they'd let me, but I don't just have carte blanche access to it. Hey, they do have Hashcat on here. Cool. Let's see. Do we have Seclist on here, though? Oh, snap. Seclist is in here. Passwords. Let's see. A good one. Default credentials, cracked hashes, common credentials. Any file. Let's see. User share wordless RockU. Okay. Good try that. RockU's not really a small one. Actually, RockU a lot of times comes as a gzip file. You've got to go bust it out. So, go do that. Do is we'll cd to user share wordless. And then we'll gunzip. Actually, it's not gunzip. It's God, what is it? Oh, it is gunzip. Okay. I so rarely have to do these things. I'm having to rely on y'all for this. Gunzip. Pew pew. This hasn't finished yet, but let's see. Been going for 6 minutes. Boss attack. Let's start a new attack. Did it crack it instantly? Console log. Let me see the console log. Wordless RockU. There we go. There we go. I know how to sudo GoPro. I am not that much of a noob, sir. Thank you. 30. Yeah. Bam. That was awesome. Okay, so now we've got the password for that. So it is Supreme Legacy. Copy. So what we can do now, take this out. We can get the PFX. We're going to have to crack the PFX. Agio, thanks for coming on live, man. Welcome in. Welcome to the Hack the Box Thunderdome. All right. So I think this one... Cool. So we'll probably have to use PFX to John now. So let's do that. Let's cd to my data time lapse. And then what we'll do is we will PFX to John the legacy PFX. All right, well, let's call that PFX hash. And then we'll load that up in good old Gianni. That one's done. Open password file. My data. Time-lapse. And then let's grab PFX. There we go. Start new attack. Actually, let me look at the options again. It didn't reset the options. Okay, cool. So it's still using Rock Youth. Perfect. So we'll let this run for just a second here. God, I feel so spoiled by Cthulhu, though. Cthulhu we built in 2019, and it still has the power equivalent to 4 4090 GPUs. I love these passwords. Supreme Legacy and then Thug Legacy. Nice. All right, let's go make a note of these rules. Here we go. Okay, so we found a zip file on share. Cracked zip hash with John, and that was Supreme Legacy. We extracted a what did we extract? We extracted a PFX file. Crack hash again with John. And remember, why am I taking notes like this? Because these are the kind of notes you're going to want to take with screenshots. I'm just not doing the screenshots. Whatever you need to go write up a report for like an exploit chain, if you're doing a penetration test. And so this one, instead of what is it? Copy that. It's Thug Legacy. We straight thuggin'. So let's go extract that PFX now. There's the private RSA key. So looks like we can use that with Evil WinRM here. So let's go try that real quick. Let's see. Actually, I tell you what. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to exit out of this one. Let's go do this in our other one. There we go. So what we'll do is we'll do Evil. We'll do TAC K. Oh wait, I got a CD. CD to time lapse. There we go. Probably furry pics on that SD card. Nice. So Evil WinRM will do attack K. We'll do the legacy dev off PFX, and then I think we just give it the IP address we want to connect to, right? So we'll connect over to shit. What is that? 10.10.11.152. Yeah. Oh, we got to tell. I forgot. You have to specify that with TACI. Did you run this with sudo? Nope. Let's see. User is required option. Oh, well, let's actually go take a look, because probably in that PFX, there is probably the user that it's assigned to. The legacy. Yeah, here's our identity option here. Beto, thanks for coming online, man. Hope I said that correctly. Let's see. Does it specify what user this is associated to? Let's see. Client authentication. Fire. Does not. Maybe it's in the private section. No, not in the private key either. Actually, legacy might be the identity here. So maybe that's what we need to do. Copy. Maybe we need a tac U legacy. Rude. I haven't had to use Evil WinRM in a minute. Although I did use Evil WinRM for a really cool attack chain one time to pivot into, and I've talked about it before, but it was pivoting into what my client thought was an isolated network, but it was on the same domain. So I used Evil WinRM after I already had domain admin to connect to one domain controller, and then I used PowerShell remoting all through Evil WinRM to connect to the other domain controller in the isolated network, and I had complete access over to it. All right, so tag K is the private key. Maybe I need to do tag S, enable SSL. Oh yes, I think I do, because we were using the SSL version of it. Password option is required. Why would the password option? Oh, it needs the password. It probably needs the password to the PFX file. I thought it would prompt for it. Let's see. So we've specified the user. I guess let's try the password of Thug Legacy. Thug Legacy. Provided public certificate file cannot be found. Check file name and path. I take this out. Just try to connect that way. Establishing connection to remote endpoint. Let's try. Authorization error. Okay. So we ran this one. What was the error we got? Path to provided public certificate can't be found. So do we need to extract that out of the PFX file? Because that PFX file contained both. Because we had the private key and we had the public key. So what kind of certificate? Also could be that Evil WinRM is expecting a different kind of certificate. So let's go look at it. Do Evil WinRM third off. Oh, it's expecting PEM formats. That's why. So we need to convert a PFX to a PEM. That's what it is. PFX to PEM. Guided mode does not. It's basically saying, "Hey, what's the flag now?" Like, okay, but that's fine because what it's expecting here, if we look at this, is it's expecting a PEM format. Again, should have been noted in there. I wonder what TAC R is. The realm. TAC R. Kerberos off. It has to be able to reset. Maybe that was also part of the problem. We need to set TAC R to. Shit, what do we want to set that to? Let's set that to. I'll put a time lapse here. That's probably going to be the actual net BIOS name in there. Try that again real quick. Well, I mean, we're still gonna have to go do the conversion here, so let's do that. We're converting PFX to PEM using OpenSL. can try certify to offload the PFX. Yeah, we could. This is the way. I'm kind of following what it said in the guided mode, though. Guided mode said to use evil WinRM, so I thought, okay, let's just try the guided mode. I would be certify, actually. Sorry, I was thinking certify. Certify, I know can. Certify, I don't remember. There you go. That's what we want. That's what we want to do right there. Try that fast. So what we'll do is we'll make a quick adjustment here. So this is going to be legacy dev out. We're going to call this password thug legacy. Enter PEM passphrase. I don't want one. I spelled thug wrong. Let me try this again. I'm gonna copy and paste it. Okay, fine. How rude. I don't want a password. Anyway, that's fine. So now we've got the PEM format, so let's try evil WinRM. We'll change this to just .pem. See if it works. Rude. So I think this PEM file still has it defined though. Says it's corrupted. That is rude. Let's see. PFX. Try a different. Oh god, I'm not gonna do that. That's terrible. Let's see. For PFX file. Yeah, let's try this one. Exporting the certificate only. I want to do this. Removing the password from the extracted private key. Let's try it with this one. Maybe we need to add that TAC nodes option. Let's go re-export right here. So TAC nodes. Legacy. There we go. Now let's see if we can open it. Okay, cool. So now let's try evil WinRM. What if I just double this up? It wants TAC C and TAC K. So what if we do TAC C? Now I gotta know something. So that worked with the PEM file, but was I just a dumbass and just had to double that up because it had the public and private key in there? Okay, cool. So we did actually need to convert it to a PEM. See that? Needed a read bio. So, awesome. All right, so CD to desktop, ls, and let's cat user.txt. All right, so that's what it wanted next on the guided portion right there. Copy. Pasta. Yeah. What was the full path of the file shell, or the PowerShell history file from the env? All right, let's go check the env file. Which that is always a great thing to check out in here. So let's do. I think it's just $env. Just env. Let's check it out real quick. I didn't like that one. Damn it. PowerShell get PowerShell list environment. There. I keep wanting to alt tab back over to this, and they work. Let's see. So, here's our PowerShell history. It's listed in here somewhere. PowerShell. Environment variable, console history. Which was what we did. GCI was a shortcut for get child item in here. I'm going to do it on the env drive. Get variable command to see a list of variables in the current session. Let's try that. Try that get variable. Can't remember what these PowerShell commands are. Here we go. That looks better. Email, home, script, group option, version 2. I didn't have it. Let's get a list of commands in the current session. Use get history. That's the path. That's PowerShell ISC. Default for location for this is updated Microsoft PowerShell PS readline console history txt. Okay, you can get the location by using the get PS readline option. Look at the options. Okay. Go try that one. Oh, there's a history save path right there. There's the server remote one. All right, let's try that, Goblin. Probably need to do a GCI. There's a console history right there. Maybe just GC, get content. There we go. Actually, what was the command it wanted? Crap, we're doing the guided mode. Pretty easy. Alright, so what is the full path used to read the PowerShell history file starting from $env? Oh, I see what it is. Okay. I'm on to you now. Copy that. That in, yeah. Task 9. What's the user's password can be found in the password history file? Well, that's what we were just trying to figure out. That looks like a password. What do you think? Hanging to the left today. Technically, it should be hanging to the left every day, GoPro. Let's see, now what user was this using? So let's walk through what he's doing right here. So he's creating a new PowerShell session here. He's converting to secure string his password. And then he's making a new object, which is system management automated PS credential for service deploy using that credential. See, $P that's using this password right here. And then once he's got that, he's using invoke command against the local host using that credential variable, C. And he's using SSL and he's using script block who am I. So, hey, Ratchet, what's up, my brand? What's up, my brother? All right, so let's take a look here. So what we could do is literally duplicate this. So for example, we could do this right here. So I copy. So one thing you might not know this, evil WinRM. Actually, let me copy this out real quick. Let's go put this whole thing in our notes. Copy. Normally I would just take like a screenshot and I'd copy out the particulars to it. Oh, you know what I also want to do? Let me scroll up a bit here. Because I want to show the beginning. These are the steps of something I would report on a penetration test. I want to go list out how I actually got access to the server after I converted that to a PEM file. Let me see here. Wait, that was the one which we actually got into it. Where did we do the PEM conversion? They do that in the... Oh, wait, here it is. Yeah, there we go. So what I would do is, normally I would take like a screenshot of this. I'd go throw it over there. I'm just going to copy this stuff out fast. So the next thing we did is, I'm going to list them like this, so that way it thinks we're doing PowerShell. It's funny. So then what we'll do is, we'll come back here. We're going to say converted PFX to PEM. We throw that in there, and then we established our connection. User connection to host. And then what I do is I would come down here and I would show, hey, this was us getting our connection to the machine. That's where it failed because we were testing if it needed a PEM connection here. There we go. And typically, like if I was doing a screenshot, I take a screenshot of this section here and this section down here and not worry about the rest of it. Like just crop this part out in here. I'm just going to grab this real quick. There we go. And then from here we can say found console history. Console history with password. There we go. And then once we've got that, I had to change my tag. Well, I mean, I think you earned the change. All right, so let's go do a quick test right here, because what's happening with Evil WinRM is it's actually making a PowerShell session in the background. I did not mean to do that. There we go. So, for example, if we insert this right here, right, and then we do just $P, we're gonna see it's listing as a secure string. So this is just basically a wrapper to look like a PowerShell session. It's just running over HTTPS and doing a couple of things. So we can literally just copy this section right here. Copy that. We'll paste this in. So we're going to make a new PowerShell session option. We already did tac P to get the password in here. And then just follow along with this right here. Copy. Next. You know what else we could do? Actually, I want to try something real quick. Let's do net local group administrators. So our domain admins and our enterprise admins. So who am I? Okay, so we're a domain authenticated user in here. See that? I did help find a VPPI on an unsecured SMB share. Oh, nice. That's awesome, man. Dude, I found one file share one time on a client. It was a copy of every employee's passport. Not something you really want just floating around there on an unsecure SMB session. Oh, frick, ads are coming up. Right, let those finish. I'm gonna run them real fast here. I want to, yeah. I'm just gonna force them to run real quick. Because then what we're gonna do is, so after the ads are done, we're gonna run this right here. So this is actually on one line right here. Actually, I want to do this real quick. Damn it. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna be patient. I'm gonna let the ads wrap up, and then we'll continue on. I'll be patient. My new manager, when I was talking to her, and I already got my laptop, and I was up, and I couldn't connect to it. I was like, "Hey, is there anything I can do to like get access to the internal documentation?" She's like, "No, you have to wait for your onboarding." I was like, "Damn it! All right, fine. I'll be patient." We talking about things we found on SMB shares? Yes, Dan. We found so much stuff. My very first penetration test I did, it was an internal. I found a domain admin password on an open SMB share. And it was something very similar to this right here, where it was secure, but the decryption method was in there. Let's see. Got 30 seconds left on the ads. We'll let these finish up here because I want everybody to be able to see this. And I've got so much stuff I need to work on. I'll tell you what, after we wrap up, oh, hold on. I'll make this announcement after the ads are done. I found DA passwords, social security numbers, usernames, passwords, PHI, the whole works. Hackermans. Yeah. Dan is a hackermans. A professional hackermans even. All right, there we go. Ads are done. Cool. So I'll tell you what, because looks like we're going to wrap this one up pretty quick here. After this is done, I'm going to hop over into Discord voice chat. So if anybody wants to come hang out there, we can. I'm going to work on a few things like maybe trying to recover the server. Because, pain in the ass. Let's see. All right, so what we're doing here is this command right here, this script block of what we're going to run. Let's just go test this out real quick. So, yeah, so we set up our session with our authentication. So I'm just going to run this real quick. We can authenticate that. It should show up as like service deploy. Big Dog, you do exclamation point in Discord. Actually, you know what we could do? We probably don't even need to do this because what we could do is we have the username and password, right? So we could follow along with this, or we could just take this password right here and just go throw that into NetExec. It's on the internet. GoPro, smart ass. Use the smart ass GoPro. Right, so let's do NetExec. We'll do it with SMB. SMB. So we need domain, which is going to be timelapse.htb. The username is going to be service deploy. And the password is going to be this big long string wrap. Yeah. And let's just double check it. Oh, I guess it would help if I gave it an IP address, wouldn't it? Do 10.10.11.152. All right, cool. So we've got that. The system I want to test this on, though, is DC01. And I want to see, can I read the lapse? Does it have a tac-tac? Is it tac-tac lapse? Is that it? Oh, I think I need to do LDAP for that. Let's see, if I take that out, can we authenticate with LDAP with this? Yes, we can. Okay. So we... Scripting plus Hack the Box, my kind of stream. Yeah, welcome in, man. I don't actually typically normally do Hack the Box. But the home lab that we were working on doing some more red team stuff died. So I'm like, all right, guys, I got nothing else. So let's go do some Hack the Box. And we'll do some AD focused Hack the Box. Because why I like Active Directory. I like beating it down. I want to take Active Directory and just kind of squish it and mold it and make it into a nice little goose. I don't know where the goose thing came from. Oh. So I gotta look at something real quick for netexec. Netexec LDAP modules. Let me see here. LDAP. Here you go. Let's see. Find domain SID, curb roasting, unconstrained delegation. Let's see. Admin, machine account quota. Let's see what they got for lapse in here. Oh, here we go. So yeah, so we were supposed to use SMB. If the default administrator name is not administrator, add the user after the option. So what we need to do is we need to do a little bit of enumeration on this. We could do the Bloodhound version. What are they calling Windows 12? I'm lost. You know what else we could try is we could just see if for some reason service deploy has any additional permissions on here. Go back to SMB, let's do shares. So it has read access to IPC, shares, and sysvol on here. It's not a risky click parse. GoPro actually runs or helps maintain InfoSec streams. And so it's a cool website. Here, let me pull it up just so you can see it. So it lists like who's streaming, and a lot of times everybody here is doing some kind of security focused stuff. Sometimes they're playing games, sometimes not. Tanis, for example, he doesn't directly do security, but he's a freaking like Linux graybeard Gandalf level wizard and does amazing things on Linux. So very cool guy right here. So this is a great place if you're ever just curious who's on and might be streaming InfoSec stuff. Just pop into this site. It'll tell you who's live right now. 99% of the time. Sometimes it misses a webhook and it doesn't list who's live. Okay, so it looks like service deploy does not have permissions to that. So what we need to do is we need... Oh, here we go. Query LDAP. Perfect. And we're talking. So we can do raw LDAP queries in here. Actually, you know what would probably be easier is if we just loaded up Power View into our Evil WinRM session. So let's do that. Let's see. Let's come over here. Let's go back over to our Evil WinRM session. I'm gonna rename this. Rename window Evil WinRM. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna exit out of this. There we go. So we'll do Evil WinRM. Tag H. And there's an option in here where we can tell it what files we want to have it ingest. So we can ingest C# files, basically .NET executables. We can also ingest PowerShell. So let's see. Yeah, tag S is for our scripts. That's where we're going to have those. So let's do something. Let's call it PowerShell scripts. Dude, honestly, Parse, that's how most of the time I'm watching InfoSec streams. I'm not usually actively watching them. I'm listening in the background. Something interesting comes up. I'll go pop into the stream and either shitpost or give advice, and then I go back to working. And that's usually how most people watch InfoSec streams. Unless you're streaming like late at night like I do, and then everybody's like, well, I don't want to watch TV, what am I going to do? Yeah, see, SM's like, ditto. Can I make a new tab here? New tab. There we go. All the way back here. Let's go to what are you doing here? Where's users?
Fight the planet!
Open it. There we go. Jeez. User share. Okay. I don't know why you're not letting me stop. Just open up a new one. Oh, you know what I think has happened? There we go. Like the shift key got stuck. That's what happened. Okay. User, share, and then let's see. Do we have we have PowerShell Empire. Search for Power View. See if this finds it. I'm in that chat, but I'm always listening. I appreciate you, dude. Forgot to do my laundry, but I need my work shirt and pants for the morning. Just have the one pair, just have to keep laundering them. Open, let's see. Oh, here we go. Oh, okay, this is not what I wanted, because that's actually stuff that's specific to PowerShell Empire. I want the actual Power View. I'm tempted to continue studying instead of cracking a cold one and relaxing. Porque no las dos, Parse. Open parent. Let me see where this is. Ah, here we go. Got some good stuff in. Power View PS. Let me copy that. And let's go drag this over to PowerShell scripts. Paste that. Now I'll show you a neat little trick here. I'm going to grab two of these. But I'm going to grab one first, I'm going to grab a different one second. So if I put that option in here, so we're going to do we're going to put one more option for Evil WinRM, which is we're going to do tac S, and it's going to be PowerShell scripts. So what happens is it gets loaded here in just a second whenever we load this. So now I've got that already imported here, I believe. What do you think? I'm trying to remember for PowerShell scripts. Shit, I gotta remember. I love the dial-up. Thanks, Parse. Thanks for coming online, man. Let me see. Evil WinRM use PowerShell scripts. I gotta remember exactly how to do this. PowerShell scripts. There we go. I gotta remember how to do this. Let's see. So load a PowerShell script. That's right. We use the menu option. That's it. Now I'm remembering. Menu. I have to show up in a red-blue collab meeting, so like wearing my black shirt and pants scares the SOC analyst. Dude, I had a professor in school that every time he gave an exam, he wore black from head to toe. And we called it his executioner garb. Let's see, DLL loader, donut loader, invoke binary. Services. Need to do. We did menu. Oh, we need to actually load it. So we need to load powerview.ps1. Now, see how that tab completed right there? I was able to tab complete PowerView. This is going to actually take it from the system and import it locally into our remote PowerShell session with Evil WinRM. And now when I run the menu command again, we're going to see all of PowerView's options listed in here. All of its various commands. I bet no pants would intimidate them more. It shows dominance. Make sure also not to break eye contact. Yes, exactly. All right, so I'm going to show you all something here real quick. So if I come back to our PowerShell scripts, look, we only have PowerView.ps1. I come back over here, I'm gonna just grab another one like, let me see. We'll grab PowerMed just for an example. So it tab completed PowerView.ps1, right? And this is taking forever. But this is a key distinction I want to show y'all. And also, if you leave an Evil WinRM session live for a long time, the PowerShell session that you've got running on the server will actually die. And it will die, and Evil WinRM will make a new one over time. They're not permanent as long as the session's alive. This was an issue I ran into when I was using it. I was referred to this stream by Cyber Info HQ. Oh yeah, I know the guy who does that stream. He's really cool. Yeah, Minivite. Once the Cyber Info HQ is run by the Minivite. Good lord, why is this taking so long? Is it because PowerView is kind of a chunky boy. Yeah, it's almost a meg. It's pretty chunky. Chunky. Yeah, actually, who's just messaging me earlier today about a DLL hijacking where the developer of the program basically said, "We're out, dude. We're not even going to fix this. This is a Windows issue." Anytime now, my little evil WinRM. Anytime now. Do it. Take faith in you. I'm gonna go relax and I'm gonna make them relax by bringing in the plushy friends my friends got me. Nice. Dude, when I cleaned my desk at work on Friday, there were so many, like, just not big, but like little, like, coffee splash stains for like, just little bits of coffee. And I can't leave my desk like this for Kevin, who was our internal IT guy. So I went and tracked down some Clorox wipes. I was just scrubbing my desk. I'm like, I'm not gonna leave a nasty desk. We had one guy turn in a laptop after he got let go. Oh my god. We thought seriously about just throwing the laptop away. It was so disgusting. they weren't coffee stains, I definitely need to go see a doctor, Ratchet. What's this thing doing? Alright. What if I run menu now? Did it ever finish loading? God, it didn't. Stuck. Stuck diddly up, Flanders. Let me try something. What if I just upload? PowerShell scripts, PowerView.ps1. I want to see if I can just upload this damn thing. Imagine if there were bugs inside the laptop. I don't think there were, but there was a shitload of cat hair. And it looked like he sneezed on his screen at least once a day for the 4 years he worked with us and never once wiped the screen. Hey, Deb, how are you doing? My main mama. Okay, so that's why it was taking so long. Look, this upload is just dog shit slow. I always put nasty laptops in a UV ozone box. Yeah, probably a good idea. Oh, hey, Gerby, so speaking of that, did you see that I found this really interesting. Apparently, Apple products are deathly allergic to helium. If y'all didn't see that, that is hilarious. It has to do with the fact that the timing circuit that they use in those Apple devices, yeah, Ratchet saw it. The timing circuit that they use in those Apple devices is not a standard like quartz oscillator. It's something different. And apparently it reacts very, very poorly to helium, which is absolutely hilarious because helium doesn't like to react to anything. So I find that especially funny. Yeah, hold on. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Well, since we're waiting for this damn thing to upload, it's uploading at half the speed of smell here. Let's see. Apple allergic to helium. There we go. So I guess it's not a permanent break. I heard it was a brick. So the helium must fully dissipate from the device, and the device battery should be fully discharged in the process. So after a week, plug your device directly into a power adapter and let it charge for 1 hour. Hold on, I don't think that's... Is that right? Hold on. Let's go look at this real quick. Exposing an iPhone to environments that have high concentrations of industrial chemicals, including near evaporating liquefied gases such as helium, may damage or impair iPhone functionality. Well, the reason they found out helium was one of such gases is because they were installing an MRI at a hospital, and that MRI had a helium leak. So if you didn't know that, the way they cool those conducting magnets on the MRIs, they use liquid helium, which is damn near absolute zero. So it makes them superconducting, if I remember correctly. And so apparently it had a helium leak, and it just bricked an entire floor's worth of like iDevices. I used to work help desk, and I got a PC that was caked with cigarette ash. Oh. Sorry, I try not to make that sound in case there's any sympathetic hurlers. I'll try to refrain from that. Yeah, so that was a funny little thing right there. All right, cool. So that upload succeeded. So if we do, I think it's import module. Or do we just need to run PowerView.ps1? I think we just need to run it. Looks like there's no defender running here, otherwise it probably would have just disconnected us and squashed it. Yeah, at this point, just do a Python HTTP server. No kidding. It probably has to do with, I bet this domain controller is probably running on pretty scant resources. Because you got to remember, when we first started building the Goad Lab on my now defunct freaking Proxmox server, it was wanting to run at like 2 CPUs and 4 gigs of RAM. which would have made it run incredibly slow. So since I have tons of resources on the server, I doubled it to 4 and 8. And even then, it was still wanting to use most of those resources. You're killing me, Smalls. It's taking forever. I'm guessing it wasn't the upload that took forever, Big Dog. Maybe it was just the import of Power View. Let me try something real quick here. Because in our notes, we had a list. Oh, that's the wrong file. This one. We can actually run this here. Alright, so let's bust that out. Let's just try this get 80 users. Alright, we can do this the hard way. What was the user's name? The username was service_deploy. I think it's SVC. You can just do filter SVC_deploy. Let's try that. I didn't like that. Fine. Just dig through it by hand. You bastard. Actually, well, there we go. Right there. There we go. So there's service deploy. So let's do... There's someone here called Baby Worm. Let's get 80... Hold on. Let's try this. Get 80 groups. Get 80 objects. Actually, let me do get 80 machine. Get 80 computer. But you know, why am I trying to do it this way? Because we can just, if we're just going to fall back to LDAP queries, what we can do... let's see. LDAP. Search. Lapse. Missions. Might just end up on Hacktrix for this. Yeah, we might as well just go look this up at a Hacktrix. Let's do Lapse. Do we have a get domain GPO option here? I don't think we do. I think that's a Power View and get domain GPO. Yeah, that's what I thought. And Power View won't import because being a turblet. No, that's not. Let's see. The native lapse PowerShell commandlets can be used if they're installed on the machine. Let's try that. We'll see if we have the lapse if we have those lapse commands in here. Nope. Fail. We could do Power View. We could also do lapse toolkit. Let's see. Maybe if the lapse toolkit is smaller, we can use it. How big is this thing? Size 91.8 gigs. All right, let me try this. Let's copy that and let's hop back over into here. So I'm gonna get that file right there. We'll load back up into evil WinRM, and we're gonna do a menu command. That run, and then we're going to load toolkit PS1. Let's see how long this one takes, because it's 1/10 the size of Power View. Maybe it'll actually come in a little bit early. Hitting the bed because 5:30 comes early. It does, brother. I believe it. All right, man. Ratchet, have a good night, brother. And a lot of times, this might be stuff that you run across where, hey, I know what to do. I'm just trying to find the right tool to do the job. So what we can do is we can check to see, does service deploy doesn't look like it has permissions to read lapse. So lapse might not even be the correct way to go about this, but we're going to check. Lapse makes sense though, because we need to get the flag from the administrator account. Okay, cool. So lapse toolkit finished loading. Let's try this command in there. I keep trying to alt tab back over to this and it's working. Oh, I gotta run menu again. My bad. Really? That didn't work? Alright, what if I upload? PowerShell scripts. Lapse toolkit. What if I upload it and I run it? Let's try that. I haven't used Evil WinRM in a minute. Now let's go throw it in here. The command, it was just lapse tool. Anything special we need to run for this? I don't think so, because it's all just functions. Yeah, should just be able to run it to get access to the function. There we go. That's really weird. Copy that. Why that is not showing up. It's not importing the PowerShell correctly. That's what's happening. I'm in the weeds studying for my PMPT. Any advice you can give me for a software dev, 2-year full stack dev, looking to pivot into penetration testing and AppSec. I got a year of IT experience. I've previously gotten my CompTIA A+ Network Plus. Yeah, so it depends on what kind of penetration test you want to do. So if you're a full stack web dev and you like working on web applications, dude, there's lots of work for web app pen testers. I'd say probably the area that a lot of web app pen testers suffer in, though, is they don't necessarily understand how to go from compromising the web app to maybe compromising the underlying system. Making that jump can be kind of painful for a lot of them. They understand interacting with and checking security against the web app, but once it starts getting beyond the web app into the OS level is where they kind of struggle. So doing something like the PMPT will help get you maybe familiar with that. But honestly, a highly skilled web app assessor can do a pretty good job. I mean, so if that's the area you like, that's one thing you could also you could start focusing on is just looking at the security of the applications. Particularly if you wanted to look at doing a lot of source code review. The one you could check out for that is actually from OffSec. Let's see, OffSec. I think it's the, what is it? WEPT, I think. What's it called? Web Expert. Yeah, the Web 300 course from OffSec. OSWE, that's it. So, granted, this is if you like to do more web app stuff. If you want to start getting into network penetration testing, then doing something like the PMPT, the What would be another good one? The OSCP is not bad also, but there's other alternatives to the OSCP now. And so I'm trying to think what's a good alternative. Actually, yeah, just doing like the PNPT. Gosh, what's after the PNPT? PNPT. I'm trying to remember them off the top of my head. Oh, that's the Cybermentor one. The CTPS, yeah. Wait, is it CTP? Yeah, so the Hacktopox CPTS is another one that you could also take a look at. I think I try to round myself out more to get my foot in the door. I was thinking of getting the Hacktopox one, yeah. Okay, so one of the things you could do is, yeah, I would check this one out. Here, I'll send you a link to it. Here, thanks, Kirby. So this would be another one you could start taking a look at. Because looking at things from a network perspective might be a little bit more tricky from a web apps. Now, don't be wrong. There's lots of places like, if you want to focus on web app testing, dude, I was until Friday, I was a penetration testing consultant, right? Companies went and hired my team to go test their environments. And I'd say probably 65% of that on a low day was web apps. It was just everybody's got a freaking web app they need tested. And so since that is the most customer-facing thing, the most externally available, that's what they really want to mess with. GoPro sending phishing links again. Dear man, you're eating too much meat. I can just ignore this right now because I ate like 3 pounds of meat today and I feel great. I'm going to press X to doubt. Oh, let's see. Let's see if that thing finished loading up in no. Import. And GoPro sending that because he knows I only eat meat. I've been doing carnivore since January, and I feel pretty great. If I was exercising and sleeping more, I'd be like freaking Super Saiyan mode. Hey, no problem, no. Dude, feel free to hop into the Discord because there's lots of guys in there of varying skill sets, and it's a great place to just drop a question in the general chat. 90% of our clients want internal pen tests. Very, very few are web apps. Dude, I don't. Maybe it's because we got a reputational thing going, but honestly, I hated doing web apps because a lot of times I never got source code, so it was such a fucking beatdown. It's like I can only black box test so many web apps for like I'm just hating life. I gotta try something. For some reason this is not loading. Too much meat? No such thing. I love a Texas salad. Right. Yeah, I started it off doing the carnivore thing as like an experiment, and then I was like, all right, when I stop feeling good, I'll stop eating it, and no, it's been awesome. What the hell is that ugly ass URL you just posted at me? I know what you're searching for there. Texas salad. That's right, that is a Texas mixed salad right there. Hold on. Texas mixed salad, hell yes. Look at that, that's awesome. Like, today I had brisket that I had smoked, and I'm pretty sure I ate like 1 pound at lunch, and then I was out working on the ATVs for like 4 hours, and fixing stuff. And so then I got home, I was starving, so then I ate like 2 more pounds. So I guess I didn't really do a mixed salad in there, but let's see. So why the hell is this damn Lapse toolkit not coming in here? I think the simpler solution here is rather than relying on these, That's lapse persistence. What the hell is the LDAP query for lapse? We could try it with crack map. Let's see if crack map is actually on this box. Actually, I can come over here and we can kill Johnny because we already cracked what we needed to. We change this to... that's not right. We could try that. LDAP connection failed with account. Now that's weird that it's saying it failed with that account because... Hang on, let me look at something. Maybe Lapse is expecting something different here. This will dump all the passwords that the user can read. Okay, so this user doesn't have read permissions onto that. Oh, you're right. It is LDAP. Yeah. I don't know. It says to do it. Let me try. LDAP. Weird. Oh, it's TimeLapse. Hold up. Oh, there we go. I knew exactly we were on the right path right here. Copy. So now what we can do is we'll do netexec in here. So we'll do the same thing here. We're going to use no domain, though. We'll do... Let's see. If this uses the same one, it's going to be tech local off. And the user would be administrator.
Caution. A virus has been detected.
Het_tennis virus detected in the network.
The tennis virus. What's up, dude? Hey, Fisher. Oh, maybe we need to figure out who the local administrator is on there. Pillage and then burn. That's right. There's an order of operations to the pillaging. Welcome in, everyone. Hope you all had a good time. Cats, I was actually just using you as a diagram because I was showing off the InfoSec streams, and you and I were the only two on there. So, dude, Tannis, my freaking lab died again. I had another brownout, and I haven't replaced the battery in my RAID controller, and now it's just booting to init RAM FS. I'm like, what the hell, man? So, I gotta figure out if I can, time to go cloud. No. Dude, I don't know how much I'd have to spend on cloud processing. Yeah, well, so the RAID is on a hardware RAID. I just have to go look at it and see, like, what do I need to do. So, we're just about done with this challenge here. And once we're done with it, I was going to hop over to Discord and work on it for a bit. Because I got so much stuff I need to fix around my home network. And I thought this server was on my UPS. I thought it was going to be safe because I had a brownout earlier today. That's what caused all this. And apparently it's not on the UPS. Let's see. Check something here. netexec tag SMB. It is local auth, isn't it? Let's see here. Yeah, tech local auth. Authenticate local. So that should have worked. Administrator. Oh, you know what we gotta do? Let's hop back over to EvilWin RM and let's do a net.exe. I've locked you in for a few more minutes. Raid etiquette. I know, right? Well, we're not quite done yet. So we got the lapse password for this. So we have the local administrator password, but I bet they renamed a local administrator in here. So I need to look at this. Net users. Let's see. Damn it. How do I get this? Let me see. PowerShell. I need to get the user sid. PowerShell. Get list local user sid. I need to know the security identifier. Get local user command. Okay. Let's see if that works. Get local TAC user. Get TAC local user. So administrator is there. I was just playing video games and talking tonight, so smaller group. Oh no, that's fine, dude. Dude, there's been times when like I've been tempted to like just hop on like, hey guys, I think I'm just gonna stream 7 days to die, but I'm trying really hard not to do that. And then last night I fell asleep with the kids, putting them to bed, and I woke up and like it was like half this normal stream time because I usually stream from 8 to 11 Central, and I woke up at like 10:15 or something. I'm like, it's too freaking late. I'm just gonna cancel tonight's stream. I was so tired, I passed out really hard last night. I need to see. So we have an administrator account, but I don't know if that is... Oh, you know what I just realized? There's a DCO1 and there's a DBO1 in here as well. Interesting. So we have service deployed. That's listed in... To see, I need to see what the SID is though. Yeah, we have a password for service deploy. So actually, let's go double check that in our notes real quick. So we'll make a creds section here. So we had TimeLapse / SVC _ deploy, and his password is this one right here. We'll drop that one right there. And then this one should be... We should have DC01 / probably administrator. And that one's going to be the lapse password that we just pulled out. Sultan of Snark. Nice. Thanks for code online. Welcome. Welcome to the Hacker Dome. So let me throw that in here. But the thing is, this may not be the administrator. This might be the SID 400 or whatever, whoever the SID 500 user is. So that's what I'm trying to see. I want to list the users and get the SID. Let's try. Okay, let's try get local user with TAC name in it. Maybe I know it. We come back over here. So let's try get local user name administrator. Will it give me more data? Can I?
I'm back, baby.
You never left. What do you mean you're back? Get local user.
Bullshit, I can't hear you. Sound off like you got a pair.
Yo, bro, this is why I have trust issues, bro. Alright, so where is...
Fight the planet!
We could do it by SID, but I want the SID. Add local group member. Let's see. I think GoPro just passed out and facepalmed on his keyboard. Can I do get local user show SID? Okay, that doesn't help. That tells me I can get AD user JFrost. I don't want the AD user though. I want the local user account. Hold on, let me check something real fast. Let's see. Because we actually did that. We checked who our local administrators are. So net.exe local group administrators. Yeah, so administrator is in there. Maybe I need to make it uppercase. Status login failure. I wonder if lapse is perhaps... Let me check something actually, because there is another thing I just noticed in here. Get local user. We've got a DB01 and a web01. So NS... If we just do an NS lookup against DC01, get that, which is what we're expecting. So what about DB01? That's just a local. What about Web01? Are there other machines, or is this a multi-box machine? No? That's just pointing to web. Okay. So interesting that we've got those other ones in there. So we've got service deploy also. So we do get AD user. Let's check what service deploy has access to, because I know we've got his stuff in there. Get AD user service deploy. Okay. Try that. SVC underscore deploy. There we go. That's the user. What groups is he a member of? He obviously could read the lapse password, so we know that. Maybe it's an SSL issue. It shouldn't be. It might be an SMB issue, but let's good try. Go over to this one. I'm gonna exit out of this. We don't need that anymore. So if we come back over here, let's try it with LDAP. Which that one that one shouldn't work anyway, because if I take out this, take out the local log. We'll just try it with administrator. That's not working. About this. No, it's net user, is that? Net sessions? Access denied. What? Try it with WinRM. I was just thinking about that. It's like, should we just try that? Copy this. Drop this in here. So I'm going to take this out. We're going to see if we don't need that. I don't know if we need tag S and tag K also. So user, let's try administrator. And for the password, I'm going to grab the password. Did this one. And take out the time-lapse realm and take out the PowerShell scripts. Probably gonna fail here because this is about what it did whenever we didn't connect with the... Oh wait, you know, I take that back. We do need TAC S. Because I forgot. Die! Die! Die with prejudice. There we go. Because I forgot, we need to actually do have TAC S because that tells it to do the SSL version. See if this works. It's a Krill issue? Yeah, it is a Krill issue. I mean, something else we could also do is, in our Evil WinRM session, right here, we could actually take this... Oh, shit, that was what I wanted to do. Let me get back into that session there. We could take our notes here, we could modify this section right here. Copy this. We could modify this for the administrator. This. Paste this in, and then... So here should be administrator. Yeah, we could try this. I'm gonna rename this. Change that to A. Change that to A. Change that to A for the administrator. I want to try this. Let's see. So basically, we're making a new set of PowerShell options. We set up our credentials. We're going to tell it we're going to authenticate as the administrator. Maybe this way will work. Connected the remote server fail. Following message: the server certificate following issues. The SSL certificate's expired. Oh, got that. Let's see. Invoke command expired. Let's see. Ignore. I look forward to the skip certificate check mentioned in Bacon Bits in the comment. Then we can stop hacking. Get it. Is there a skip verification check? Let's go try that. Let's see here. Of course not. Let me see if this other section worked. I think we had the same issue here with the invoke command. Here. The help topic. Damn it. How do we... SSL certificate expired. How do we ignore? Think about this. So what other services do we have we could potentially authenticate? And why is actually SMB should have been working, unless the password's expired. Let's see. What I want to do. This would be easier if I could get PowerView to freaking load up. But let me try something. I'm going to just load it up. I'm going to see if PowerView will ever finish loading. I'm just going to leave it over here. Administrator, and then password. Let me go grab the password. Try this one more time. Get the lapse. It's killing me. Well, we did it with crack map. That's what we did. Forgot about that. Yeah, over here. Yeah, there's our password right there. Did I copy it wrong? I did! Son of a bitch! The password has a dangling right curly bracket this whole freaking time. A bee sting! Knights of Columbus! It dangles to the left. Why? Here we go. I'm gonna paste the whole thing in here. Jeez, man. Yeah, it was just missing that right angle bracket there. See if it'll connect here. Oh my god, there we go. TV desktop, LS. Hold on. Let's see what else we got here. What's the user's password that can be found in the PowerShell history? Oh, okay. We gotta answer some more of these questions here. So the password, this one. Oh, the user's password. That's SVC. What non-standard group is Service Deploy a member of? I don't know. PowerShell, check, user group, membership. Get 80 principal group. There we go. We go load that up real fast. There we go. We'll do that. SVC underscore deploy. It probably wants lapse readers in here. What's the acronym LAPS short for? Ah, crap. Local Administration Password Service? That's it? Ah, crap. What is LAPS? I forget what LAPS stands for. Local Administrative Password Solution. Solution. I guess it would help if I spelled solution right. Solurtrion. Oh, it's administrator, not administration. What's the name of the property on an Active Directory computer object that contains lapse generated passwords for the account? Oh, it's MS something. What is that? What is that? I don't know. MS dash. I think it's this one. Admin password. There we go. All right, submit the flag from the administrator's desktop. Let's see, it should be over here. Hey, Noom, what's up? Welcome in. All right, let's try this. /user. Oh, there it is, root.txt. There we go. What module am I playing now? So we're doing the time-lapse machine. And it's not very hard. It's just I was fighting the tooling more than anything because even though I'm very familiar with this tooling, I made a typo in the password. And then also, what did I do? I had just getting reacquainted with the tools because I haven't got to use these very much, and all of my practice lately has been doing everything over a C2 framework. So, it's simple, is it? Yeah. Oh, it plays a nice little jingle when you do that. Awesome. Awesome. All right, cool. So that's what we're gonna wrap up for tonight. Some people rated that as a not too easy and a medium. Some people called that 129 voted it as a brain fuck. Oh, you poor children. Yeah, I actually hadn't seen the guided mode. I was like, okay, cool, let's try this. What is adventure mode? Oh, just just submit the flags. Okay. Yeah, that one was easy. I'm the 11,532nd pwned time lapse. If you think about it, that's a very tiny percentage of the world. Oh shit, it's almost midnight. Okay. Let's go see. I doubt anybody's on InfoSec streams. Oh, Security Live's on. Nice. He must have just come on. He's doing coke. That just looks like diabetes in packaging. And this just looks like a warning to a movie I never want to see. Well, I'll take that back. I like Jumanji. He was pretty funny in Jumanji. There we go. What's he working on today? Working on TTS bot. Warning chat's being moderated by ChatGPT. That's funny. Yeah, we'll go right over to Security Live since he's on. I like to support the folks on InfoSec streams. So let me set that up. He's saying he got a late start, but I'm like, perfect. And I have somebody to go raid out to. All right, everyone. I hope that was fun. I'll try to figure out what the hell's going on with the box. I'm going to be raiding with a violent message about ChatGPT mod. Yeah, right. Just come and say, ChatGPT is the worst. I can't believe that it was even released. How are they even going to compete with Claude? I'm going to hop over into Discord, voice chat here just a minute after I go run to the bathroom. We'll hang out there for a little while, and I'm going to see what I can do about the server and see if I can get the raid array cleaned back up. So hopefully I don't have to rebuild it, and I'll see about getting a freaking battery for it. So we'll see what happens. Everyone, y'all have a fantastic week. Tomorrow's day one of crushing it for the week, so get after it. I'm going to be doing that tomorrow too, as much as I can. I have no idea what's in store, but we're going to find out. So everyone, I want y'all to remember one thing. I love you. Peace.